little cubs, and welcome to Wolf Moon Cinema Toy Reviews. Tonight we're reviewing a rather unusual item. It is a Dracula plushie from 1979. It's an interesting piece. I think rather interesting that this was not produced by any major toy company. In fact, from the information on the box, it reads, Dracula, do not open until sundown, obviously. Designed by Robin Krause, copyright Commonwealth Toy and Novelty Company, Inc., Brooklyn, New York. That's all the real information I have on this item. I believe it was released in 1979, primarily due to the fact that it appears in the 1979 Alden's catalog. But one thing that's interesting about the example in that catalog is that there is a sticker covering the Dracula logo on the front that announces that it has a pull string and will talk. Mine does not have a pull string, and mine does not talk. So clearly two versions of this toy were available. My only thought as to what motivated this toy's production is the fact that there was something of a Dracula revival in the late 1970s. The 1977 Broadway revival of the Dracula stage play that initially starred Frank Langella and later Raul Julia was a massive success, which led to a 1979 feature film starring Frank Langella. I believe that between the Broadway revival and the 1979 Universal remake with Frank Langella is what probably prompted this toy to be made. Obviously, Dracula being a public domain character meant that no licensing was necessary. 1979 in cinema is an interesting year for vampires in general, but very much it was the year of Dracula, with 3 movies starring Dracula all being released in the same year. The aforementioned 1979 Universal remake with Frank Langella, Love at First Bite, starring George Hamilton, and Klaus Kinski in a remake of Nosferatu. Not just that, there were several other vampire movies released that year that didn't involve Dracula. In fact, it was this number of Dracula and vampire movies being released in one year that is what actually caused the TV miniseries version of Salem's Lot to be a TV miniseries in the United States instead of receiving a theatrical release, entirely because there were so many Dracula movies. So this is an interesting and collectible item. I find it rather amusing and somewhat cute, not to mention the fact that, given my feelings about the Prince of Darkness himself, as you can see from previous interviews he's rather a jerk, it can double as a rather effective voodoo doll. From the pinholes in mine, you can tell I've been active. So that's all we have for tonight, and tune in later for more Wolf Moon Cinema Toy Reviews.